Hi everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage, and in today's lesson we're going to look at the 4 stages of IELTS preparation. So this is for any student who feels very frustrated at the moment with their IELTS preparation. So it could be that you have failed once or multiple times and you just really have no idea why you keep failing. It could be that you have no idea where to start your preparation, or it could be that you're just confused with all the conflicting and confusing information out there. So, this video is for any of you who feel that way. So what we're going to look at is this first. So this is something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, a very famous study done a few years ago, and it showed people's confidence versus their knowledge. So when somebody in any domain, so this isn't related just to IELTS, but any domain, once you start learning something, when you learn a little bit about it, your confidence shoots up and you have false confidence. So you think that you know way more than you do. Then as you gain a little bit more knowledge, you start to realize, oh, this is harder than I thought. And then as you gain more knowledge about the topic, you think, I just want to give up. This is impossible. I'll never be able to learn this properly. And then you keep going and you're like, trust me, it's complicated. You can learn it, but it was way more complicated than I thought. And you can apply this to IELTS preparation as well. And we have found most students fall into 4 categories when it comes to their IELTS preparation. So the first category is when you first start to learn it, before you do your first test, and you think that it's a language test, I'm pretty good at this English thing, it'll be no problem for me. So what people do is they just go onto YouTube and look for videos that have like quick tips on reading or writing, and they look at a 2-minute video and they think, I've got this, no problem, and then they go and do the test. What happens? They fail. And this comes as a huge shock to them because, as the Dunning-Kruger effect would indicate, and this is a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. So they get a little bit of knowledge and they think, this is no problem, and then they fail. The second category is they learn a little bit more about it, and because they failed, they think, okay, quick tips are not going to work, but there must be some sort of secret to this. There must be some sort of hack, or I need to add complexity into this. And often you'll see these combined. You'll see a lot of IELTS schools out there offering like Band 9 secrets, or join my course and we guarantee to share the hacks that will get you a Band 8 in 2 weeks or something like that. And we will give you our secret list of Band 9 vocabulary and learn these 5 words and you'll get the score you need. So people have a little bit more knowledge, but not enough knowledge really to understand how to prepare properly. They go do the test and they fail again. Most of the students that we work with, because we get their data whenever they join us on our VIP course, most of them have failed. The data says 2.4 times, so 2 to 3 times. The next stage is they learn a little bit more about it and they realize that it was way more complicated than they thought. And they think, I don't even know where to start. And this is really the crucial stage, because this is either the breakthrough moment when they start to see real progress, or for most students, they just give up. So a lot of people give up because they're just like, I failed the test 2 or 3 times, I've tried the tips, I listened to this teacher who told me that these 5 words were going to magically improve my score, and they didn't. And most people just are like, this is impossible, and they go and either do another test. Like a lot of doctors, for example, go and do the OET and they fail that, or they go and do TOEFL or PTE and they fail that as well, or they give up on their dreams altogether. But some students start to take their preparation seriously, and they think, like, quick tips aren't going to work. There are no secrets, there are no hacks. I actually need to take this seriously and start to prepare properly. And once they do that, then they say, and we hear this every single day in our course, I can't believe how simple it actually is. It's a little bit more complicated than I thought at the beginning, but it's actually not that difficult. And in other words, they've been trying all these different things that don't work. And until they start to learn how to do things properly and prepare properly, then they're going to be lost. So let's now look at the 6 main problems that students have in this stage, this stage, and this stage, and then how we can fix those problems and how we can overcome them. So the first problem is the false confidence. And you'll get this in this stage, where people think, it's an English test, I'm pretty good at English, you know, everyone says my English is amazing, I'm going to get the score that I need. And it really is false confidence, because their English is maybe not as good as they think, or they don't have the correct knowledge of the test, or their writing skills or their reading skills, speaking, listening skills are not up to the level that they need to be. So this is the first problem, false confidence. Second problem is ignorance, just not knowing enough. There's way more to learn about this test than you think. There's way more to the English language than you think. So you have to learn those things. And if you are looking at tips and tricks and secrets and hacks, you're not actually learning anything. Because tips are just tips. They're not really going to help you. This is bullshit, and that's not going to help you. You have to learn these things properly. So that is a problem. And the third problem is confusion and overwhelm. So if you go online and look at how to prepare for the IELTS test, you know, one test or one website says to do it this way, another book says to do it completely the opposite way, a third YouTube channel says to do it another way. So it can be really, really confusing. And if you are confused, you're more likely to just give up, and your preparation is not going to be much fun if you're confused all the time. And this can also lead to overwhelm. There's just way too much information out there, and you've no idea where to even begin. The fourth problem is you're very, very vulnerable to scams. And this comes at this stage. So this stage, after you have failed the test a couple of times, or maybe once or twice, during this stage, you're very, very susceptible to people telling you things like, you know, join my course and I guarantee a band 9 in 2 weeks if you just give me lots of money. Unfortunately, the IELTS industry is full of these scams. I'm not saying that every teacher is like this or every school is like this. A lot of them are absolutely brilliant, honest, hardworking teachers, but a lot of them aren't, and you know that yourself. Fifth, inaction. So if you're really confused about what to do, and you're not actually learning anything, and you're overwhelmed, you're not actually doing the most important thing, which is doing the things that you're trying to get better at. Imagine trying to learn how to drive a car, but you never actually get in a car. Imagine learning how to drive a car was like the IELTS test. Nobody knew exactly how to teach you how to do it. There were so many confusing and conflicting websites out there. Nobody would pass the test because nobody would actually get in the car. And last but not least, no feedback. If nobody is telling you what your level is, where you're going wrong, what the specific reasons are for you to get whatever score you're getting, then you don't know where you are. Most people, let's say you're stuck at a 6.5, there's 2 or 3 really specific things that are causing you to get 6.5. But if you don't know what those are, then you're not going to improve. So there's a very, very simple solution to all of these problems. The first stage is you need to learn what to do and use one trusted source. Now, I do not have any places available on my course at the moment. There's always a waiting list. So I'm not saying this so that you will join me. What I'm saying is, number one, you need to learn what to do. That means don't look at tips and tricks and hacks. Actually join some sort of a structured course that is going to show you exactly what to do. That could be an offline course or an online course, but just use one trusted source. One is important because you're not going to be confused and overwhelmed with so many confusing and conflicting sources of information, and trusted. Don't use a website or a course or a school that tells you, we're the best in the world. Look at the actual information that they have in terms of their success stories. If they are really, really good at what they do, they will have hundreds, if not thousands, of thank you emails and reviews and videos with students. If they don't have that, it's probably unlikely that they are actually helping people. Second stage sounds really obvious and really simple, but it's true. You have to do the things that you're trying to improve. Learn what to do and then actually do them. So if you're learning how to drive a car, the instructor would show you what to do. You would learn what to do and then you would actually do it. If you want to learn how to write an essay, write an essay. If you want to learn how to write an introduction, write an introduction. But that's only the second stage. The last stage is feedback. So let's say you're learning how to do speaking part 2. You might be making lots and lots of errors that you're unaware of. So you might even learn exactly what to do, be doing that thing, but you're making lots of errors, get feedback, and then you're going to learn even more, and that positive feedback loop is really, really going to help you, and it avoids all of those common problems. So that is how you prepare for the IELTS test and avoid those common pitfalls. And if you need any help, feel free to get in touch with us. As I said, we are not making this video so that you'll join our courses. We always have a waiting list of people. We're making this to make you guys aware of our findings and what we think about it. And if you do need any help, feel free to get in touch. We reply to every single email that comes in. Chris@IELTSadvantage.com is my email. If you need any advice whatsoever, feel free to send me an email and I will get back to you. You'll find the email above or below this video somewhere, or on my website, IELTSadvantage.com. If you have any queries or need any information about the test, just type into Google IELTS Advantage, click the link, and Google will take you straight to us, and you'll find all the free information that you need, and you can see all of our success stories and all the things that you need in order to improve. So thanks very much, guys. Hope that you enjoyed that video, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else we can help you with, or if you felt like that was you when I was talking. It would be really interesting to see how you guys feel about the test. Thank you very much. And oh, PS, we have a new writing course, a free writing course that begins on, I think, Friday. So stay tuned for that. We'll have more information about that on Friday. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.